Before Clint Eastwood became a legend, before Tarantino paid homage with blood-soaked tributes, there were two films that changed everything. No, not just westerns. They redefined cinema itself. Released in 1966, Django hit the screen like a shotgun blast to the face. Directed by Sergio Corbucci and starring Franco Nero, this wasn't the clean, noble western of John Wayne. No, Django brought grit. It brought grime. It brought real violence. And it dared to ask, what if the West was less about justice and more about survival? Django walks into a ghost town, dragging a coffin behind him. That image? Iconic. It's been copied, parodied, and paid homage 1,000 times. Inside the coffin? A goddamn machine gun. It's pure cinematic poetry. The film was banned in several countries for its graphic violence, unprecedented at the time for a Western. Django is a former Union soldier, caught in a brutal war between Mexican revolutionaries and racist ex-Confederates. He's not a hero. He's not a villain. He's a product of a world gone mad, and that's what made him revolutionary. Corbucci turned up the violence, the mud, and the nihilism. Gone were the sweeping moral landscapes. This was dirty, bitter, and real. The West wasn't a fantasy anymore. It was a hellscape. Tarantino loved Django so much, he created Django Unchained in 2012, even giving Franco Nero a cameo. That's how deep Django's roots run. With Django, the Western grew up. It wasn't about black hats and white hats anymore. It was about moral grays, and who could survive the longest in the dirt. If Django was grit, Sergio Leone's Once Upon a Time in the West was grandeur. Released in 1968, it's not just a Western, it's a symphony, an elegy for a dying genre, a film that turned cowboys into opera. Think about it. The first 10 minutes, no dialogue, just sounds, atmosphere. Tension. Leone didn't need words. He painted with silence. Charles Bronson's entrance as harmonica. 3 gunmen. 1 harmonica. 1 haunting melody. Then, gunfire. It's pure cinema. Leone cast Henry Fonda, America's sweetheart, as the villain. The villain. A cold-blooded killer who shoots a child. That twist alone shattered audience expectations. Charles Bronson's harmonica is mysterious, mythical. Claudia Cardinale is the emotional core, and Jason Robards brings tragic nobility as Cheyenne. These aren't characters, they're archetypes, gods in a mythic tale. But what truly elevates this film is Ennio Morricone's score. Each character has their own theme. The music speaks. You feel sorrow, revenge, and destiny in every note. Morricone composed the score before the film was shot. Leone played it on set to guide the performances. That's how integral it was. Leone wasn't just making a Western, he was burying the Old West. This was a requiem, a final operatic farewell to the gunslinger era. With its poetic pacing, sweeping visuals, and mythic storytelling, Once Upon a Time in the West didn't just redefine the genre. It became the genre's final masterpiece. Both Django and Once Upon a Time in the West tore apart the old rulebook. One drenched it in blood and mud, the other turned it into an epic opera. Together, they forged a new language of cinema. Every gritty anti-hero you see today, every morally complex Western, every director who dares to linger on silence or chaos, they owe something to these two masterpieces. Corbucci gave us the dirt. Leone gave us the drama. And between them, they redefined not just the Western, but cinema itself. If you haven't watched these films, do it now. Not just as a fan of Westerns, but as a lover of cinema. And if you've seen them before, watch again. There's always something new hiding in the dust. Hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Which Western changed your view of the genre?